Can I help you? Do you need help? Do you need help? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you with something?
Wait, I'm gonna turn the mic on because it's kinda hard to type and play the game. So, did you think about the repercussion about using Unity 6? Most of the tools that we use cannot be used with Unity 6. So be really careful when you're upgrading your project, back it up, or you're gonna break it, because upgrading a project goes much easier than downgrading the project. You basically have to break everything again and import hand by hand. So be careful with that. Yeah, but I hear different things. I hear different things. I hear from other people a lot of tools don't get supported by Unity 6 because Unity 6 is moving away from built-in game engine. So basically, if you have anything that is standard build, it's gonna mess everything up. They're even announcing this on the website. You can read the notes. Be careful with upgrading. Not a lot of tools are supported by Unity 6 because Unity 6 changed basically the whole the it's basically now the URP and HDRP are the standards, and yeah, you gotta be careful with that because maybe now you are doing something and it looks like everything is working, but then when you start to really build the game and start to progress, you're gonna see that a lot of things are broken. They're even warning everybody about that, so be careful. And I don't think RPG Build is gonna work with Unity 6. I think somebody already tried it and had a lot of problems with it, so. But I can be wrong, I don't know. I'm just listening to what other people say. So just be careful, back up your old game project, don't update something without backing up. So yeah, I hope you're right, that everything so far is working great. Did you try every tool? Like how many tools do you have? Like I tried it with Unity 6 with my water shader and everything got broken because it doesn't support the old ways. So then you have to wait for the updates. Well, the tool has to get updated and most of them are still not up to date. Because when you see your tool, it only says it supports like from 22 to like 24, right? Not Unity 6, or 23 and not Unity 6. So maybe if you wait a little bit, then they're gonna update it. But yeah, I would be careful with that. Definitely back up your project. So if you screw up, you always can go back to your main. Don't just update your main to any version without backing up. I made that mistake myself so many times, like this last time I made the same mistake. Switching from 21 to 22 without knowing that navigation mesh totally changed. Screwed up everything. Now I get these weird behaviors because Unity Nav Mesh Cleaner doesn't work in 2022, and the Object Nav Mesh Cleaner prevents pets from behaving normal, prevents NPCs from behaving normal. They just stop walking, and the Nav Mesh is just built like normal. And I have all these problems. And I stupidly, like, I didn't back up. Like, I was thinking, come on, at 21 and 22 is not a big change, right? But apparently it was a huge change. And you only find it out later. You think everything was great, and then suddenly you start to use something that you have not used, and then you see, oh shit, this is broken. So yeah, be careful. Now I have rebaked all of the navigation mesh. It took me like a week to fix it, and it's still not fully fixed. Still sometimes the NPC walks in one place, gets stuck everywhere, because they changed the whole perspective from static, that you can tick on the check mark. They changed that. Now you cannot do that. You have to manually, especially if you have a huge project, if you start fresh, it's okay. But if you have a huge project, it's gonna mess up everything because all those objects they were checked, marked, static navigational mesh to bake, and now they have added like components, loose components. So what happened when I updated, everything was working great because the nav mesh was still baked, but then uh, I did import my project into, it was testing on a separate, yeah, smart. So what happens when I started to play around with the terrain again, I had to rebake the navigational mesh, and then I found the hard way. I found out, oh damn, now I have to add every component that has had the check mark ticked on static. I have to add a component, and I have a lot of objects that are not prefab because RPG Builder Persistent Saver doesn't like prefabs. Because why? It's creating unique IDs, and prefabs don't have unique IDs. Prefab is like sharing, but you cannot share unique IDs with persistent savers, right? So you have to dismantle the whole prefab, and then every prefab becomes its own object. And if you change something on this barrel, you cannot anymore apply to all the others. You have to do one by one again. So let's say I have thousands of barrels. Now I have to go, all these 1,000 barrels I have to tick on and add an extra component, navigational mesh object to bake around it. I cannot just press one button and apply to the prefab and all the prefabs are gonna go and inherit it. No, now I have to do it all manually. That's how screwed up that was from 2021 to 2022. You know, the whole navigation system changed. And I'm gonna tell you, like, the new navigation mesh, it's not that good. I don't know who decided to change it, but it's so bad. It set me back like weeks, and still I'm having problems. It's just, I don't know who made the decision, but not so smart. Especially for people that have existing projects going on. Yeah, I pretty much screwed it. That's why you always read the notes. Yeah, definitely dang. Fucked it all up. And still now I cannot use a navigation mesh cleaner because the whole system changed. This building has on top still here navigational mesh baked. I cannot remove it anymore. If I use the navigational mesh game object to remove it, the pets behave weird, the NPCs behave weird. For some reason that is preventing the NPC to behave like the AI, to behave in a normal way. I don't know, how did they not have tested that that is the case, right? The pets sometimes just get stuck, and then I'm like, why do they not walk? Did I not bake the navigational mesh there? And then I go and see everything is baked. And then I accidentally disabled one of the crates that had that object, like the navigational mesh object that cleans around the object. If you add it to it and you bake, it's gonna bake around it. So the NPC walks around it and not through it. And I by accident disabled it, and then suddenly my pets were here. I'm gonna make them stay. They were here. They didn't want to move. They were walking in one place. And it was by accident that I disabled it. And they came to me. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I want to know why. So, and then I saw that object being like the thing that is added to the cube, right? So the navigation mesh bakes around it. That was the problem. So can you explain to me why that thing is preventing the pets to behave like normal and they just get stuck like this? Because yeah, there's like nothing, the navigation mesh is just baked perfectly, but that object prevents, and it's not all the time, right? It's only sometimes that it happens. Like I have them everywhere here, And just that one object does that. And I'm like, why? Why is the other one, it has the same component, not doing that, preventing the NPC or the pets to walk, to behave normal? It's just strange. And that's just a bug that you cannot explain, you know, and I don't know how, like, they did not, because I know that bug exists for a very long time and it's still there. The thing is, when you report something to Unity about the bugs, you get this whole process that takes like maybe an hour for it to work, you know, and I'm like, come on, is this the best way to report bugs? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's a whole mess. But yeah. Was with a player on a mount. Yeah, but I'm really talking about the AI, like the AI script that is created to behave on the navigational mesh, right? The blue thing that you bake, navigational mesh, you know what it is. And then the object in 2022 that you have to add now to an object so the navigation mesh bakes around it, so the AI doesn't walk through the walls. Before, you could just select this object and just tick on static navigational mesh baking, and it would bake automatically around it. Now you don't have that. Now you have to add a component that does that. That says don't bake navigational mesh on that object, bake around it. And that object is bugged. It's not always bugged. It's just sometimes, you know, but it's enough to say, like, to break your game, to make it buggy, to don't, like, sometimes you see the NPC like this. Why does it do that? Like, there is definitely a navigational mesh around it, he should be going around it. No, they get stuck like this. And the pets the same, they get stuck literally like in the middle. There's nothing there, there's nothing here, and they get stuck walking in one place. Maybe I can show it. I think I'm gonna show it, that's the best way, because there is one there that I did not remove. It's quite close. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do follow the pet, follow. I'm gonna go speed up. Unity 6 uses that also, but I'm curious to see if they fixed that. No, they didn't. That's why I'm telling you. I went into Unity 6 to test it, and the bug is still there. It's still when you use that object to bake around objects. Obstacle object, is it? Navigational mesh obstacle object, yes. That's the one. Look it up. If you have Unity open, just try adding it to an object. And if you don't use that and you bake the navigational mesh and there is navigational mesh on top here, or on the trees, you know, on the leaves, the NPCs are gonna behave really weird. They're gonna try to walk up to a tree, but they can't, you know. The coded navigational roaming point that they have in RPG Builder, they're trying to get here, but they can't. And then they get stuck against the tree, trying to walk the tree up, but they can't. Like, they literally get this dumb behavior like this. You see your NPC like this. It's just stupid. And 21 doesn't have that. And I fucked up. I didn't back up my project. I literally just updated and went with it, you know. And it was okay until I needed to bake the navigational mesh again, because I was working on some terrain. I raised it up, and so... And then I found out the hard way. Damn, all those check marks are gone. I have to add every object with the hand again. Like, every object that was marked static navigational mesh, if you rebake it, you couldn't add it anymore. You literally had to go and add all these navigational mesh obstacle objects one by one. And my game is not that small. My game is like not that big, but there's a lot of stuff going on in my game. It set me back like a week. Like, I was like literally 8 to 9 hours just working on it. like a whole work day, right, to fix it, a whole week, and it's still not fixed. It's still not added to everything. I just like it's so tedious. I literally like wanted to cry. Like, what the fuck did I do, man? How? I don't understand. Like, it's that's why I'm saying, like, always when you upgrade to a new project, watch out. Unity doesn't care. They don't give a fuck. They just do something new, but they don't care if it's gonna break your whole project or not. You know, that's not the main issue they are focusing on. They're just moving on. They're just piling on, piling on, piling on without saying, hey, watch out. It's definitely gonna break everything. You know, they do say that, but they don't know what is gonna break. So, and even if they warn you, you have to update, right? So you know what's coming. Your project is gonna get screwed. It's just so stupid. It's like starting over and over again with adding the components and stuff. Okay, so my pets died, so let's go. I know the spot exactly. So I still have to add the cooldown on this, but I have not added it because I need it now for like developing, so I can come pretty fast to. I need to add like teleportation to every map in developer panel, so I can teleport, but I always forget it. I can teleport there faster. I don't have to do this. Like if you want to show something or you want to work on something, you want to be really fast. So the other day I added this. It adds so much to the game. The looking part. It's a tool that you can buy pretty cheap, and it works so simple. You just add it and it works. You add that line of code that I have added, like because in RPG Builder you have to add it so it finds your tag player because it's not manually added. I know you said you feel like pulling your hair out when you're frustrated. Yeah, man, like it was so stupid, right? It was like setting me back for a week and it's still not finished and it's so tedious. It's like annoying. Like imagine having every object that you have in your game again, have to add that component to it just to make the navigational mesh. Why? Why would they do this? I understand maybe they have to move on to a better solution, but man, you are screwing people's life. You're setting them back for a week. That's no joke. Okay, so here you can see they follow me everywhere, and then sometimes there's some spots, and I know this one for a fact. This is what happens. There, one got stuck. He just doesn't want to walk. I'm gonna call him. He just gets stuck. And I know there's here that object added, and there's also in this one added, but for some reason this one is defective. And I tried everything. I tried pulling it out of the terrain, putting it under the terrain so that it doesn't touch the terrain, and you get this behavior. And this one is not stuck because I walked right here, right? But watch this. And he too got stuck. Did you add a Hearthstone to the game yet? No, I did not. I don't know how to make that. Right? Yeah, maybe if you know how to make that, it would be great. But there you go. See? They got stuck. And they only get unstuck if I give them command again to attack. And that is so annoying. Like, if I go to the other map, in some of the maps, it's even worse than in another map, if you have those objects placed. If objects are a little bit close to each other. Now I have gave them command to attack, and now they are loose. Okay, come here. So yeah, that's kind of a bad thing, right? I don't know why would that object do that. Why would it prevent the AI script to do that, to just stop working? And it's like just this little point here, and there's nothing there. Like the thing is added here. As soon as I disable it in the editor in Unity, they start to walk. So that object is preventing, for some reason, the AI that is reading the navigational mesh to function. It just stops working. This time both of them get stuck. But yeah, anyway. The hearthstone is easy. Create a separate hearthstone for each race. Each one will have a port to a location for each. But yeah, hearthstone, I can create that hearthstone that's basically just teleporting. But a real hearthstone, you can save, right? I can go to an inn and save on that location. Did you manage to make it work like that? Because that's a real hearthstone. Not just teleporting always to same location, but let's say I am today here and I go into inn and I say I want this to be my hearthstone, right? And then I set my save here, and then every time I use the hearthstone I'm gonna get back to this city. But then I go to the other side, to another city, and then I find there also an inn, and I find a spot where I can save and say this time I want to be revived here when I use my hearthstone. So I tried it a couple of times, but there is a thing called save in Unity or in RPG Builder, but I don't know how to use it. Oh, the extra coding. Okay. Yeah. But I think Unity has, Unity RPG Builder has the saving spot. It's already been added by Thomas. I don't know if that is the thing that we can use, like when I create a teleport and I teleport there, I also have the character, have the save spot, but how to connect that to the Hearthstone, right? Teleportation, I can create teleportation to teleport all the time to same spot, like to him. I just add it to him. But that's not a real Hearthstone. That's so cool, right? Just that little detail. When you walk up to them, they look at you. I love that. And if they're smaller and you are taller, they look up to you, right? He's looking down. I walk to him, he looks up. I walk closer, he looks up. Even closer, he looks up. Like they just keep focusing exactly on your height because I have added that thing above the head. So if they're smaller, then they have that reaction. And then you,
Hey there, buddy.
hey there, but I just like that. You know, it gives so much more to the character than just standing static there and doing nothing, looking into abyss. Especially if you had like a little bit of facial expressions like that. The blinking part, the looking. Yeah, pretty cool. I still of course have to work on all of the armor pieces. This is like, if I zoom in you can see it's not all final paint. You can just see I was just like scratching on it. But that's definitely gonna get and there's also gonna be more, like if you see this face, it's just a rough sketch. This has to be much cleaner, much better. But there's gonna be a lot of different colors on the faces. It's not just gonna be like one yellow guy. There's gonna be green, light blue.
Hey
So,
there, buddy.
but yeah, it adds so much. Just like, it's a little tool. It doesn't cost that much. It's easy to use, but it adds so much to your game. And you don't have to add it to everybody, right? But yeah.
Meaning my help?
Lol. Yeah, exactly. It's fun, man. I don't know. I'm just having fun, even though if the game becomes nothing, it's a learning process, right? You can always like have that knowledge,
You need my help?
and then maybe one day I make a game and release it, right? And yeah, for now it's all just having fun. But yeah, exactly, learning process. That's how it works. You gotta start somewhere, right? It's easy. I can give you an so I use visual scripting, right, in Unity with RPG Builder. Visual scripting you can use on top of it, and I can send you like a little file that has that. You just have to attach it to your character, and when you click on him, he's gonna say every time something else. You have a random list of voices you can add. They can even talk to you. It's all up to you. I just for now added a couple of things that are really simple, just like
You need my help?
you need my help, and then 3 seconds you cannot do anything because then you can spam it.
You need my help?
There's I think 4 different lines, but you can add as many as you want.
You need my help?
Why is he?
Hey there, buddy.
There's 4. Oh, hello there. Yeah, there's 4 of them. So, and the random, yeah, it's not like it's a visual scripting code. So the randomize you can also tweak for yourself. Sometimes they're gonna say one stuff
Hey there, buddy.
over the time, but if you add it and you tweak a little bit better, then they're not gonna repeat themselves. Sometimes they repeat themselves too many times, but that's just because I didn't tweak it well. But you can really randomize it a little bit better. And if you really want them to see talk and move them out, then I think the best thing would be to use another tool. And the tool is Dialogue System. It's from Tony Lee Pixel Crusher, and here you can pretty much make them talk, like behave like a real person. Holy, what's the community active? What's this? Maybe you can delete it. This is, what is this? I think this is, don't open this link. Yeah, he removed it, alright. Yeah, watch out. Anyway, yeah, that's so I saw you posting something about you are gonna start doing some concepts. That's always the best way to start, but the thing is, like, establishing what kind of game do you want to make, right? How is it gonna be? Is it gonna be low poly, It's gonna be low poly stylized. It's gonna be high definition, right? Those are the most important things. Been waiting to. Oh yeah, work again. Yeah, I understand. That and sticking to one style is a rough part too. Yeah, but like this is for me, this is not my style, right? This is literally World of Warcraft style. As you can see, I literally just did what they do, and I do it in a bad way because I can admit it, I'm learning, right? This is not the best. And there's no shame. Okay, they're still walking there. They're still stuck. There's no shame in if you're learning something to copy what others do and then later develop your own shit, right? Later develop your own style. As long as you keep busy, as long as you keep doing it, right? I did do everything hand painted and like really just rough blocking. If I zoom in, you can see how messy it looks. It doesn't make even sense. Like it's just like this needs to be like really sharp and nice, and but that's like when you're just blocking in some stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you are satisfied with it, later you go and you finalize it. You just go and make it really sharp looking, you know. But sometimes it works. You don't even have to like have a style that is everything is looking perfect, as long as it's like having some things on it, right? So it's yeah, basically just doing the steps until you get something, and then you develop your own style. But I mean, like when you start to make a game, that's the first thing you gotta do is what engine am I gonna be using? What kind of game is it going to be? It's going to be a shooter, an RPG shooter, right? Those are the things. What kind of characters do I want to design? These are all the things that are really the most important, but also the most difficult, right? Come up with something new. It's really hard. It's not that easy. Come up with something new that is gonna be unique. It's not an easy thing. Everybody would do it, right? If it was easy. Look, if you look like EQ and World of Warcraft, these are the two things that just stand out. There's nothing else. Everything else that you see around it that is stylized a little bit like that is just a copy, right? It's just a copy. Now, if you have realistic stuff and you see all these like games that uses the same style, even though it's a different game, it's just copy from the copy, and then there's not that much games out there that you say like, okay, this game stands out, this is something really unique, this style is different. Most of the things that you see, it's already been done. You're like, yeah, I have seen that, right? So it's really difficult to come up with something that stands out. Like Throne of Liberty, it's a good game. If you see it, everybody's playing it, but it's already been done. Everything that you see in that game, I have seen it a million times. But it doesn't have to be that it's bad. It's quite a good game. People are loving it. Hey, why is he turned? Wait a second. He's still locked on me? But there's no UI? What's happening? How is he? Because without this, he turns back to his position. How is this guy still locked on me? Look at that. Okay.
You need my help?
Now he turns back. Yeah, another bug, right? Like that, right? Why? Can you explain? Been waiting to wait. I'd love to get. that and sticking to one style is a rough part too. He has a crush on your tune. Yeah. Yeah, but some things like that, like can you explain that bug? I can't. I would not know because they only follow
Hey
me
there,
if
buddy.
this is enabled. But for some reason it was not enabled and he was still following me. Until I like clicked on him again. Even when I closed that. Yeah, strange. Anyway. But yeah, let's go and get focused again. I'm gonna go and turn the mic off. So I just wanted to say be careful about that, you know, upgrading and not backing up your project because yeah, I regret it now. And this is not the first time I did this. But it's not like it's not fixable, right? It's fixable. It's not like everything is lost. You still have your project, everything is there. You just have to do a little bit more work to fix it. And it will set you back. And that's the only problem, you know? It's not like end of the world, you broke your project and it's not repairable. It's fixable. So yeah. Anyway.
you need help? Can I help you?